Hey everyone, Frank Honus here. Doing a little meerkat, on the spot meerkat cast, if you will, out with my son here, my son Nathan. Thought I'd just share some thoughts with you guys a little bit since we were outside on a beautiful day like today, and it's a little windy, but it's very nice. And as you can see, let's see here, I'll flip around here, the camera around. There he is. He's having a go to, hey Nate, say hi. Say hi to everybody. If anybody joins in, there's one person joining in. Anyway, down here, I'll chase him. So I wanted to share a couple thoughts about pain, about what pain is, or at least understanding pain a little bit as it pertains to our recovery. And so what I wanted to share here, Nate, here, let's go back here, buddy. I'm kind of multitasking a little bit. So I have a friend, actually, he's a friend who is a part of an online support group, and he is going through a situation right now with his wife, and they're going through a really painful situation where he is walking into recovery from a sexual addiction, and his wife is stuck in a rut. And essentially she is dealing with a lot of pain, a lot of unforgiveness, a lot of resentment, and towards his, his struggle and towards his past indiscretions. And so it's really windy, as you can tell. So I'm doing this on the fly. So, he's making all this progress in recovery, and he's growing and he's learning, and he's not looking at porn anymore. He's not, acting out. He's not talking to women anymore. He's really growing in his recovery. Hey, you want to come up with me? What's going on? We're going to pause for a second. You have something you want to say to everybody? Go say hi. Say hi. So he's growing and he's learning his recovery, and his wife is stuck. And so his wife is stuck in this pain, in this unforgiveness place, and she's dealing with all this pain in her own life. And what I keep telling him is that it's really hard to understand other people's pain when you don't understand your own. You got it, buddy. Stand right up. You got it. There you go. Brush you off. You're okay. Here, let's come around the other side. So it's hard to understand other people's pain and other people's struggles if you don't understand what's going on inside of yourself. And a lot of times, you want to come up with Daddy? Come up with Daddy? Here. There we go. It's hard to understand other people's pain and other people's struggles when you don't understand your own. And that's essentially what I wanted to talk a little bit about. And I appreciate you guys hanging in there, whoever's watching, as I'm kind of walking with my son. But pain is difficult. Oh, we got to get our lawnmower. Pain is difficult to understand if you don't understand the brokenness inside of you. It's hard to empathize with other people. It's hard to understand the struggles, the addictions other people are going through if you don't yourself walk through a journey of healing and recovery. And that's what's going on with this couple that I know. That's what's going on with this guy and his wife, is that there's a lot of unforgiveness and there's a lot of resentment on her side, and certainly she has right to be upset and angry. And yet she's not recovering the way she should be. She's not finding healing the way she should be and can be. And it's really unfortunate for him because he's dealing with the brunt of that. And so just a kind of a healing recovery principle to share with you guys, that it's hard to empathize with other people. It's hard to understand the pain that other people walk through, the struggle that other people walk through, the addiction that other people walk through, when you have so much pain and struggle and frustration and resentment and bitterness and anger built up within you. And so that's why I really recommend finding a support group, finding an accountability partner, finding someone to share your life with that you as a man need, certainly. But if you are walking in a situation in recovery from a sexual addiction, that your spouse or whoever you're married to also find someone to talk to, also find a support group, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 individuals that they can share their life with, that they can share their pain, they can share their struggle with. And so it's so important for our recovery, because we walk through a recovery, right, as men who are coming out of sexual addictions. But our wives, come here buddy, our wives also walk through a form of recovery. You know what I'm saying? And so they need as much help, and sometimes they need help the same way we do. They need people, safe people to talk to. And believe it or not, those people are not always us. It's not always their husbands. And so that's what I'm encouraging this couple to do. And they're kind of walking through a really rough spot right now, so I ask that you pray for them. But praying for this wife and this husband. But that is kind of the big principle I just wanted to share with you, that in order to understand your wife's pain, in order for your wife to understand your pain and your hurt and your brokenness, in order for you to understand her anger and her frustration, her resentment, you have to walk through a process of recovery, and that includes people in your life. That includes a support group. That includes, if it's not a support group, that includes 1, 2, 3 safe people that you can talk to and you can share your life with. And it all begins with a relationship with Christ. I believe that with all my heart. It starts with a relationship with God. He is the one that gives us healing, ultimate healing. And from that, we have to be transparent and honest and open with people. So it starts with God, it starts with Jesus, and it extends and flows into people's lives as well. And so that's kind of the little principle for today, that you got to be able, in order to understand other people's pain, in order to understand other people's struggles, you've got to understand your pain, and you've got to understand where your brokenness also lies. So I hope that's encouraging. It's just a little tidbit that I've just been learning lately and thinking about lately, and I hope that's encouraging to you. I'll probably talk more about that this weekend, or next weekend actually, on the podcast. purityforlife.me is the website, so you can check that out. That's where I have all my podcasts and content, purityforlife.me. We'll be back next weekend with a brand new podcast. But guys, have a happy Easter. Have an awesome weekend. God bless.